MrBeast's entire career is based on hacking attention spans, not telling stories. Beast Games is just the natural conclusion of that. It's a show designed like a YouTube video, optimized for attention, but completely hollow. This isn't just bad storytelling, it's proof that we're losing our ability to appreciate real, authentic stories. At least, that's the general consensus of the critics. But the audiences feel very differently. Beast Games is pulling in record-breaking views, and the die-hard fans are calling it the future of entertainment. So what's really going on? Is MrBeast reinventing storytelling, or is he proving that he never understood storytelling in the first place? My name's John, I'm a master's film student at USC, and I explore concepts from YouTube and the creator economy through the lens of a film student.
Jimmy MrBeast Donaldson didn't become the biggest YouTuber in the world because of charisma, cleverness, or creativity.
And often disagreeable.
The new Prime Video series
compelling
Beast
about
Games makes it
Beast
abundantly
Games,
clear
but it is compelling in ways that
It's
taking
a dystopian train wreck.
But the audiences feel very differently. So why are critics bashing Beast Games while fans eat it up? It's literally the biggest discrepancy I've ever seen in a Rotten Tomatoes score. I think it's because it's not totally a show as much as it is an experiment. And I think there's a difference here between like crafting a narrative and engineering engagement. What MrBeast did is designed every challenge to maximize suspense, which is great for keeping you hooked, but there's no character arc, right? There's no emotional investment. If you've watched the show, you know that you care about finding out who wins, but you don't necessarily care who wins. Let's take a look at Squid Game, which is built around similar high-stakes games, obviously inspired all of Beast Games.
Largest control room in history.
The difference is all in the execution. Squid Game forces you to care about its characters. You understand the desperation, their motivations, their fears. It's not just who will win, it's about what does winning mean. To Jimmy's credit, he does try to do this with his. It's not that he's oblivious to this, it's just he's not as seasoned with it as he is with retention. Beast Games doesn't necessarily ask the question, what does winning mean? It just asks, will you keep watching?
These are getting more views than the Super Bowl. Every video. Every single one.
Which, to be real, for me, the answer was yes. Like, I watched that I was locked in. Storytelling and retention are not the same thing. And MrBeast is a master of retention, and that's a skill. He spent years perfecting the art of keeping you watching. He removes every ounce of fat from his video. He trims every pause, every lull, every boring moment. But here's the problem. Great storytelling needs those moments. Great storytelling needs that little bit of fat on it. A good story isn't just action, it's pacing, character development, and payoff. It's about why things happen, not just that they happen.
Are you ready?
Which I think is what Jimmy is struggling with in Beast Games. He focuses a lot on how Beast Games is so groundbreaking in so many ways, but these ways are all... they're not important.
We had the Guinness World Record for most cables laid because we had to lay 26 miles of cables for the cameras to go to the server.
Like, it's cool that they spent all of this money and have all these contestants and are giving away this huge cash prize, but it's like, you get the spectacle, and you get none of the meaning. Part of me feels like I'm watching Transformers. It's like I'm getting a lot of spectacle, which is cool and, you know, cool, but I'm not getting anything deeper out of it. There's no nuance, there's no meaning that I'm taking away.
Nobody messes with the twins!
You have to make a decision. That Lamborghini or those three women.
This is not gonna be fair at all, but let's compare MrBeast to some of the greatest storytellers in entertainment. Take Christopher Nolan, for example. Whether it's Inception or The Dark Knight or Oppenheimer, these are not just visually impressive, they're meticulously structured narratives with clear character arcs and deep thematic weight.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Nolan, and not that Nolan entrusts his audience to engage with the story and not just react to it.
Why would you listen to me now?
I'm sorry, Howdy.
No. No, you're not.
Or take Quentin Tarantino, who, for all of the action and blood and guts and gore, deliberately lets a lot of scenes breathe. He creates tension and dialogue, he builds anticipation, he's letting his characters develop naturally.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Yes.
That's why when the violence does happen, it matters. Compare that to MrBeast, where everything is loud and fast and constant. There's no build-up because there's no patience.
Either not touch this lever and let that train destroy a brand new Lamborghini.
The result is that for all of the money that they're throwing at us on screen, nothing is really landing. That said, I actually do believe that there's a similarity between MrBeast and Quentin Tarantino that's extremely interesting. And it's not just stylistically. Obviously, I just spent a long time explaining why they're operating in completely different worlds. But from a cinema history standpoint, when you're talking about individual artists who came into the game with a unique perspective and totally changed the industry, they are effectively doing the same thing. If you want to see a video on that topic, then hit the subscribe button and comment what you think that similarity is. And to be clear, this is not just a MrBeast problem, it's an us problem. We're training ourselves to need this level of intensity to keep us engaged. The more we consume this kind of content, the more difficult it becomes to sit and watch a real story. We're conditioning ourselves to need faster cuts and bigger stakes and more dopamine. The question we should be asking is, what happens when that's no longer enough? This movie is Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather, and it is easily one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time. Now, I'm going to show you an entire scene from this movie, and then you can decide for yourself which is better storytelling. Now, if you've never seen this film, then you are seriously in for a treat, so sit back, grab some popcorn, and let's enjoy a scene from one of the greatest films ever made.
I believe in America. America has made my fortune. And I raised my daughter.
You really think that I would cut a full scene of The Godfather into this YouTube video? Hell no! Look at what my timeline would look like. Look at what this looks like to my timeline. Are you insane? Stop searching for a different YouTube video and put this back to full screen. This was a test and you failed. That little stunt would have absolutely plummeted my retention, and I'm a brand new YouTube channel who cannot get away with something like that. So, what does this mean for the future of entertainment? Are we headed towards a world where everything looks like a MrBeast video? Where even movies and TV shows abandon storytelling in favor of retention?
Coming down, oh my God.
Look, we're already seeing it happen. TikTok and short-form content are changing the way that people consume medias. Studios are trying to optimize films for engagement. Which, by the way, have any of you guys come across these TikTok pages that just post entire movies in 1-minute vertical chunks? Someone I know in real life said that they recently watched The Substance on TikTok, and I was completely flabbergasted. Am I crazy? Or out of touch? Am I the most baby-faced boomer on the internet? If this continues, we may not just lose our ability to tell real compelling stories, we might lose our ability to understand them. So, is MrBeast a storyteller? Maybe. I'd say he's more of an engineer. He's a scientist of retention and a master of engagement. But storytelling, I do think that he has a long way to go before justifying the amount of influence he has over traditional media right now. Being a storyteller requires something that he's never had to master yet, and that's patience. And again, I'm not saying that he can't do it or won't do it. I'm just saying that we're not there yet, and that's okay. So, what do you think? Is storytelling dead? Let's talk in the comments. Tell me what you think. Is MrBeast a storyteller? Am I completely wrong? If you're interested in learning more about YouTube and the creator economy through the lens of a film student, then subscribe right here for more YouTube Film School, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.